It's the Dazzler Report, channel 108. You want a channel to watch, you want a channel to see, except channels you watch, channels I see. Not here to impress, only to express. June the 15th, I think it is today. 2026, it'll soon be Easter. It'll soon be Christmas 2033, it'll soon be Easter 2040. It'll soon be Halloween 2046. Things will be different then. Anyway, it's coming home! It's coming home! England's coming home! It's the... I don't know what it is today. Is it the cup final today? I don't know. Is it semi? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this World Cup malarkey, but I've had about 6 or 7 people who could approach and say, watching the night, what do you think? What do you think? Watch the match tonight, what do you think? Think England's going to win or what? I said, whatever, I don't know. I don't care. And when I show indifference, when I show them indifference to what's going on with this World Cup bread and circus nonsense, goy slop. It's like the faces drop. It doesn't compute with their NPC programming, you know. I said I'm not interested. I'm not really interested in seeing a bunch of guys, 11 guys on one side of the field and 11 guys on the other side of the field kicking the ball about. It doesn't really jizz me up that much, to be honest. And if England was to win the World Cup, then what? Does our life become better? Does it improve? How does it improve our life if England won the World Cup? It doesn't, does it? And people identifying with the team that they're supporting, you know, we won the cup, we won the World Cup, we're coming home, we're coming home, we're coming home. And from someone, I wouldn't say I'm unplugged from the Matrix, I wouldn't say I'm fully aware or fully awake, but I would say that I'm not fully plugged into the Matrix. I'm still plugged in certain areas, hence I wouldn't be bloody working for a living, for example. You know, I wouldn't have a job, would I? If I was unplugged from the Matrix, I'd be Neo, wouldn't I? if any of us were properly unplugged from the Matrix, we'd be all Neos, wouldn't we? You know, living our best life, living our best, being the best version of ourselves, or just being ourselves, because ourself is the best version, isn't it? But yeah, I would consider myself as semi-plugged still, plugged in certainly, but not fully plugged. So I've no interest. I never was interested in football, to be honest. It's coming home, it's coming home, England's coming, it's coming home, it's coming home, England's coming home. What was it, 3 days? Oh, I don't know, that stupid song back in the day, back in the 90s, that wasn't it? And it's a religious fervour. It's like religion. It's fanaticism. They say they don't believe in these football fanatics. They say they don't believe in God. They don't believe in religion. But football is their religion. It is a cult, and it's a cult that's been impregnated into the consciousness of the people over the generations. I think football's been a thing. I think it was invented. The football that we know now. I mean, obviously, the variations of the game throughout the centuries, but the football that we know now was pretty much formulated in the late 1800s, like a lot of things were. You know, for examples, a good example is Arsenal Football Club, yeah? They started out as it was in Woolwich Arsenal, near where I live. It was the workers from the munitions factory. They were called Woolwich Arsenal Football Club. And they used to play on the Wing Common, or Plumstead Common. That was the original Arsenal stadium, you know. And now we've got the Emirates Stadium. They're one of the top clubs in the UK. All the players are earning like £1 million a week or whatever. A few £100,000, a few quid a week. It's just like bread and circuses. In Rome, the gladiators, they fought to the death. before the emperor and the mob, the plebs. And that's what kept the fabric of the Roman Empire held together, was the gladiator pits and the horse races. They were, I mean, the Romans were the ones that really started the old bread and circus routine off, you know. I mean, you could argue the ancient Greeks did with the Olympic Games, but I think with the ancient Greeks, it was a case of they were all about trying to perfect themselves both physically, spiritually and mentally, and the Olympic Games was part of the process of gaining physical perfection by having some kind of competition going on, you know. But when things shifted over to Rome, then it really became it was actually a way of controlling the population, you know. Give them bread and give them circuses. They won't care too much about the conditions of living. And anyway, and here we are in 2026. All the shit that's going down, you know, that's gone down, it's going down. We just had from 2020 to 2022, we had genocide going on, worldwide scale. People were coerced, forced, persuaded, threatened to take a medical intervention, which led to many cases, long-term health complications, instant death in some cases, sudden death, turbo cancers, myocarditis, pericarditis, blood clots. The list goes on. Paralysis, Bell's palsy. The list goes on. I mean, every single possible disease you can think of has been a side effect of the jibby-jabberoonie, the jibby-jabbola of the 2020 to 2022 times, you know. I know lots of people, unfortunately, I know lots of people who've died and who are having serious health complications because of this jibby-jabbola medical intervention thing that went down between 2020. There's the chemtrails, the geoengineering, the messing, you know, the poisoning, all that. We know all that, chemtrails, etc. The poisoning of our food, insecticides and all that, that's been going on for years, it's been decades. When you go into a supermarket and you buy some fresh fruits and vegetables, it's not that fresh. It's been sprayed by people wearing hazmat suits with toxic chemicals which they do not want to ingest themselves. Yet they end up on the supermarket shelf for to eat, branded as being healthy. You know, strawberries, apples, but you know, all the fruits you can think of, fresh fruit and vegetables. I mean, even organic, anyway, I'm not going to get too sidetracked about the whole food thing, but there's that, the poisoning of our foods, the pharmaceuticals in general, not just the jibby-jabberoonies, not just the scamdemic time, but in general. There's that, and then you've got the mass migration thing going on, the clergy plan. I don't want to say it openly, but you know, people from they don't have the same complexion skin as I have. They don't speak the same language as me, or those indigenous to this country. Europe and North America and Australia, the Western countries in particular, where the Caucasian stroke, Aryan stroke, Indo-European, whatever you want to call them, populations live, are now faced with it's an invasion. So clergy plan replacement, and apparently I found out recently that here in England, just England, not the whole of the UK, but England in particular, England, by the year 2020 to 2024, sometime in the early 2030s, there's going to be more non-white children being born than white children. There's that, right? There's that, And then there's lots of other things too. I've mentioned all the big ones: chibi jabolas, chemtrails, pharmaceuticals, poison the food, fluoride in the water, mass migration, replacements of the Caucasian populations of the Western countries. There's that, and then you've got data centers. Now, to me, that is the big one. That is the biggie. That's the number one issue: the data centers. I was watching a Neil Oliver video yesterday, actually. I know he worked for the BBC before, he did course and video, various establishment approved study programs. I mean, he came late to the table. Now he's kind of like one of the awake ones. He calls out what we call out. But he was saying in the Firth of Forth, they're going to put up 307 wind turbines in the Firth of Forth, where the River Forth enters into the North Sea, big estuary. 307 wind turbines. Each wind turbine is going to be bigger than the Eiffel Tower, taller, higher than the Eiffel Tower, which is going to be a big threat to the local gannet population. There's an island, a rocky island nearby. Anyway, check him out, check Neil Oliver out regarding the Firth of Forth wind turbines in the Firth of Forth. But it's not going to be good for the local wildlife at all. David Bellamy stressed that so much back in the day, and he's agreed the climate change agenda. My goodness. Well, that's all it, isn't it? Cow farts, the climate change agenda. Cow farts are affecting it's causing us to have hot summers. We've got to be scared because the summers are hot now, because cows are farting too much. However, anyway, he didn't even mention the 307 wind turbines that are going up in the Firth of Forth, offshore wind turbines, but also they're going to build a 150-acre sized data centre in the same area. It's like complementing each other, isn't it? So cow farts, switching off your, keeping your standby switch on, driving your car, going on holiday via aeroplane, cow farts, generally breathing out carbon dioxide. It's really bad for the environment. It's causing the summers to get hotter and sunnier and nicer. So we must stop all these things. However, data centers are hey-okay. Yay, hey-okay to the data centers. Which one data center probably takes as much energy in a month as an entire city. As in electricity and water. Probably more. But anyway, long story short, we've got data centers. They're there for the AI infrastructure, the surveillance state they want to impose upon us, the digital prison system, every single aspect of our life being monitored and recorded, whereas we can't say boo to a goose without the system knowing about it, because of these big data centers will be there to fuel it up, and we've already got 500 in the UK, and that's just the beginning. That's just the tip of the iceberg. They're building massive ones, some as big as 600 acres, and it requires massive amounts of water to keep it cool, massive amounts of electricity to keep it running, and wind turbines and solar panels won't cut it. So they need actually fossil fuels to keep them alive and kicking. Diesel in particular. Noisy big fucking machines, They destroyed all the coal mines. They've shut the coal mines down. They've shut down all the coal power stations. But we've got data centers. A data center is probably worth 100 coal power stations in the amount of energy consumption. That's all right. No problem. Cow fart's not an issue. Data centres. What did I say then? Well, data centres not an issue, but cow farts. No. Anyway, all that's going on. But it's coming home, it's coming home. England's coming home. That's what counts. We've got to win the World Cup, lads. And once the World Cup's won, it's life is. Oh man, can you imagine how brilliant life would be once the? Can you imagine how life would brilliant would be for the English people? After all I've just covered, all the subjects I've just covered, if England only wins the World Cup, we're sorted, aren't we? We're sorted. It's coming home, England's coming home.